All right, so I'm just coming up here with a bunch of carvings and I see a whole bunch of alpacas standing around in kind of an odd circle. I don't know what that means, but I think it might mean something. Oh my God, it sure does. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so this is the baby. And this is Susie right here. She is definitely not the mom. But Susie is very good at being a grandma. But we need to find out who the mom is, and I'm sorry if there's wind noise. Awful lot of humming going on. So, anyway. All right, well. Oh, look how cute. Susie, you're so sweet. All right, so now we have a baby, and so then sort of everything stops. Oops, sorry. You're okay. Oh, it's a girl, I think. Are you a girl? Hopefully you're a girl. Gosh, who is the mother? I think we bred Belinda, who's this big girl right here. Although Connie is doing an awful lot of humming. And you know, it's something that you can't really tell based on color. But Connie is doing a lot of humming. So I'm gonna hop over the fence and I wonder if, well, let's see. All right, so I don't need to, but Connie is doing an awful lot of humming. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely Connie. So you can tell her little alpaca hoo-ha is inflamed. And just based on the amount of humming that she's doing, it's gotta be hers. So I don't know, so that's the mom right there, Connie, like for sure. So I don't know how old this girl is. I guess another thing we need to check for is the afterbirth. But, I mean, she seems, well, I think it's a he. I'm not really sure. Didn't get a good look at the undercarriage. But I think when Catherine comes home, we can take a better look. We're getting to the point of where these guys are going to start being born, so. Are you just a sleepy little cria or what? I'm going to refer to you as a she in the hopes that you're actually a girl. But you're a pretty lady. So very cute. And you know, it's funny because we actually have the vet coming tomorrow. But I wonder if we should sequester these two in the barn. We'll have to see. What do you think? You sleepy? You had a big day. I don't know why it keeps focusing on Cookie. Okay, so that's always good. That Connie is letting her no, I think that's a boy. All right, so I actually just looked at our breeding plan too, and it looks like, so July 2nd last year, we bred Connie to Kevin, and it looks like we also bred several other alpacas that day and the next day. So if any of them are pregnant, looks like they'll be due any time now. Good job, Connie. Little dude. So that makes, so we've had, I think, 5 boys or 5 babies born on this farm. So far, Aspen right there is the only girl. I was really hoping you'd be a girl. Not that I'm not happy that you're here, but, you know. It's funny, so we got the mom and baby club here with Maple and Aspen, Connie and new guy. Susie is very interested. All right, so before I head back out there to blab at you guys for a while, look at all of this stuff. Don't mind our messy garage, but all these carvings, because we have a lot of shows this weekend. I'm probably not allowed to show Catherine on camera.
I have makeup on, don't I?
You look so pretty.
Thanks.
And this massive pile of cardboard behind her is for her mom. She has a lot of poison ivy growing, so we're going to put a double layer of cardboard down and then some wood chips on top of that. So look at all of these mushrooms and gnomes and dogs. Hi, Pepper. Hi, Peanut. You know, when I first came up here, I was thinking to myself, like, it's too early. It's too early. There's no way that this baby is born. But then it like clicked in my head. I looked at the dates of our breeding program, and July 2nd was when Connie was bred. And so, you know, it does sort of make sense. I mean, it's 11 months basically on the dot. So that's good. I mean, it's so funny. Again, I wish it was a girl, but he's a good looking boy, I'll tell you what. And he is all legs, man. He's so tall. But you know, it is incredible, like how fast they just get up and walking and they're moving around, and like all the other alpacas are so interested. But so I'm here in the barn because it's just a little bit too windy out there to film. But so we have several other alpacas bred, and so I'll tell you about who we got coming up next. Could be as soon as like tomorrow or the next day. So the first 2 alpacas that we had on our list was we bred Connie and Barbara. So Connie was bred to Kevin, who was the boy that we got from Rosehaven Farms, who has like the skull face. He's a super good looking dude. And then Barbara we bred to Carl, who is Aspen's dad. And so I think, if I recall correctly, our thinking there was, you know, Carl and Maple produced such a good looking baby in Aspen with such a beautiful color pattern. We were hoping that Carl plus Barbara, who Barbara is also from Rosehaven, hopefully that would produce an offspring that is, you know, just as gorgeous. And I mean, like, this little dude is beautiful. We were hoping that some of Kevin's markings would come through, like his rose gray pattern would come through, but that's not the case. But he's still the new baby is such a beautiful color, like a nice sort of light, like really faint color of brown on the blanket, but then like black overall. And now, so we are also very careful to breed them basically. So like Barbara, we know we got from Rosehaven. So there's a reason why we didn't breed her to Kevin, because we also got Kevin from Rosehaven. And I think it was clear in their markings that they may be related. But, you know, just to be absolutely 100% sure that we're not inbreeding, we're being very careful with who we breed. So that's why we bred Connie, who came from our friend Dawn, to Kevin, who came from Rosehaven. So there's no chance that they're related. So next up is Lori and JoJo. They were bred on July 3rd of last year. And so Lori is another Rosehaven alpaca, and we bred her to Carl. And JoJo is an alpaca that we got from a local farm in Reading, in our old town. And so we bred her to Kevin. So again, you know, just making sure that the Rosehaven alpacas get bred to somebody else, and the other alpacas get bred to Kevin. We actually have the vet coming out tomorrow, which was not, I mean, I guess it's not an accident, but like, so every year we have our vet come out, who is a tremendous vet, an awesome vet, Tri-State Veterinary Services, LLC. If you are in Connecticut and you have any type of farm animal, they're in Litchfield, which is like 35 minutes from us, but they're a traveling large farm animal vet service, and they are just hands down the best. So they're actually coming out tomorrow to do the yearly rabies and CD&T. They're also going to give a rabies vaccine to Kenny the barn cat, because he is doing a little bit of traveling, which is, you know, a little dangerous, but we would just want to make sure he's safe. But anyway, so the vet's coming tomorrow, so we're planning on having them do ultrasounds on the rest of our alpacas that were pregnant. Obviously, Connie does not need an ultrasound anymore, but we want to, you know, check the rest of them and see if they got, you know, if they are successfully pregnant or not. And obviously, if not, they may join, you know, our breeding program for this year. Okay, next up we have Cookie. And Cookie was bred to Kevin. Cookie we got from the same farm actually as JoJo. And she, I think that day, because every other day except for that one, so we had several breedings. So it looks like we did breedings on July 2nd, July 3rd, July 9th, and July 23rd of last year. So Cookie we did on July 3rd. I'm sorry, Cookie we did on July 9th, and she was the only alpaca bred that day. So the first two breedings that we had went pretty well, pretty smoothly. The second two went pretty messy. We had alpacas spitting. We had the girl alpacas were kind of humping each other. They were on top of each other a little bit. And it was just a little wild. And anyway, so Cookie was bred to Kevin that day. And I mean, between Cookie's mustache and Kevin's face, like, they are probably going to produce the most beautiful baby anybody has ever seen in the history of this universe. So then lastly, we have Belinda, who we got from Rosehaven, so we bred her to Carl. And this was, again, another one where it's like, Belinda is like the Rosehaven version of Maple, where she is 90% black, and then she has a little bit of those light brown tones in her fiber. And so I'm sure we were thinking Belinda plus Carl equals, hopefully, a beautiful color. Because Aspen was just, like I said, Aspen is just a gorgeous alpaca. And I mean, listen, all of our alpacas are gorgeous. They're all wonderful. We love them very much. And like I said, you have to have a responsible breeding program. We hope that we have that. And in that sort of same vein, now that we are potentially bringing, you know, 5 or 6 new baby alpacas in here, we are going to have to shuffle some of our other alpacas around. And, you know, as an alpaca farm, one of the ways that we actually make money is by selling alpacas. So we are going to have to be selling alpacas. And I'm not going to get into who exactly is for sale, but I know some of the boys are up, some of the girls are up, and we're actually doing a delivery. I think maybe it's either next week or the week after that we're doing a delivery to like upstate New York. But you know, it's one of those things where we're sort of at, you know, capacity between all of the things that we do. It's difficult to give everybody our individual attention. And so with selling alpacas, we can give more of the alpacas our attention. And again, it's, you know, one of the things that you get into with farming. It's like, you don't need to make a ton of money, but you need to make some money. And selling livestock is one of the ways that we do that. So brace yourselves. But anyway, so I'm going to do a little bit of walking around with the girls, and then I'll head down to the boys. And I guess if you guys have any suggestions of who we should breed, but also feel free to say no one. If you want to say no one, that would be fine with me too. But if you have suggestions of like, ooh, that's a good looking alpaca, you should breed, you know, that, leave them in the comments down below with who you think we should pair up this coming year. All right, so I'll be honest. Breeding the alpacas is one of my least favorite things to do because they make so much noise. And it's just like, it's stressful and all this stuff. But I mean, just look at this. Mama and Kriya sitting together. It's so nice. Aspen, you look crazy with that hairdo. All right, so now we've come to the boys. And Catherine's big thing is gonna be one of the new guys whose name is Chip, who is right here. So I don't know if he's technically an Appaloosa, but Catherine wanted him because of his spots. So I am sure that she's gonna want to breed him. Carl, you are looking a little chubby, my friend. I made a joke the other day, it looks like Carl's pregnant. I don't know. You guys are some well-fed alpacas, huh? Anyway, so there's Chip. I think he's definitely going to be part of our breeding program this year. We were unsure as to whether he was gelded or not. He does have some bumps that look like they might be nodes, but our shearer was unsure. Shearer wasn't sure. And then we do have Waffle and Winston, these two brown boys here, and then Kevin, who's the Rosehaven guy, is... I'll go around this tree. That guy right there. And then Felix is right behind him. And Kevin is a handsome dude. I think I ranked him most handsome when we did a ranking. And then I think I also ranked Felix last, and everybody was mad at me for it. But anyway, those are the boys. You know, I was saying we did a video with somebody recently, and I was talking about how we got into alpacas and like all that, and it's like we wouldn't have had all these boys if it weren't for Felix, and if it weren't for Maple, and if it weren't for this property, we would have never had boys. And so the reason why I don't want boys is because you have to keep them separate from the girls. So it's just so much easier if you just have all girls, because and also girls, like they get along with everybody much better. So I would rather just have girls. But anyway, so now that we have this boy, I mean, at least he's got a herd that we can bring him into when it comes time, or maybe he will be for sale when he's old enough. But I mean, that's going to be, so alpacas basically wean themselves at around 6 to 8 months. So it's not going to be until then that he's there. So, but then it'll be winter, and so we'll have to see. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I never know what's going to happen. All I know is we have been working incredibly hard, and we are both very tired, but it's always nice to have a new alpaca, especially when it's a baby. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any suggestions on who we should pair up this coming year, let us know, and see you next time.